Yeah. What is up? What is up? What is up? Here we are, another Monday. And for the next hour, you are going to be tuned in to your boys, the I.O.W. Sports Social, episode 214. Of course, I am the wild card more and then that guy. That guy. Oops, that guy.
The other guy.
That guy. That guy in the yellow. Oh, I'm sorry. Blue
Sorry.
and maize.
Thank you. Get it right.
Hockey sweater, not a jersey. Hockey sweater, representing his Wolverines. We got the
What
one
up,
and
though?
only Detroit Mel. We in the building, man. How you doing, big bro?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right on this MLK Day.
It is MLK Day, so full slate of NBA going on.
I like marching.
Going on. I mean, it depends on what's the reason why we marching.
I'm marching on the price of these daggone eggs, nigga.
boy, I'm telling you, that's why I'm wearing all black today. I didn't saw the price of eggs.
I had a dream the eggs was 99 cents a dozen.
Boy, I didn't saw the inflation keep happening, and I keep seeing my bank account staying at the same amount. So I said,
Right.
boy, time to mask up.
Something
ain't right. The math ain't mathing. There's something wrong with the inflation that is. I don't know. My bank account just ain't allowing me to survive so much. So
you got everything inflation and my account deflation.
Boy, yeah.
For real. What up, man? What up, Matt?
I'm about to deflate somebody's shit for real. The way the inflation going on. Shout out to everybody. But y'all know the deal is
everywhere I go and I wear black.
Everywhere. But you know how it is. Hey. But y'all know the deal is, man. Y'all go on over to all our social media platforms. You see it scrolling on the bottom of your screen. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Spread the word what we got going on. Head on over to all our social media platforms. You can catch us at I.O.W. Sports Network on Facebook, Instagram, and most importantly, YouTube, I.O.W. Sports Network. Again, you can catch all our content. Like, share, subscribe. Hit those bell notifications. Let you know every time we drop content. And of course, you can always catch us on Twitter at I.O.W. Sports 1. And anywhere you get your podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor. We got the audio for all our shows as well, too. So, no excuses on why y'all can't follow the boys and give us some love, give us some support, because we do it for y'all. We love what we do. But, hey, we can't get bigger if y'all don't support us. Always remember that. So, let's jump in the comments. Who we got in the building with us? Of course, we got the one and only. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ is here. The champ, MJ, our third annual football pick'em champ, is here. He didn't got the championship belt. I believe he didn't already check his PayPal. He should have got the bread already. So, hey, come around training camp when we start putting the commercials out for this NFL pick'em. There's gonna be a chance for you to win another belt.
Right.
A chance to win some cash. So, if you want to be that lucky person to do that, make sure you keep your eyes open around summertime when we start getting everybody ready for the 4th annual football pick'em league contest. And of course, AP is in the building. Shout out to the man, Ray. AP, man, I love you, bro. I don't know what you're gonna do. You keep supporting this Washington team, man. I don't know, man. I don't know what you're doing, man. It's okay. It's okay. Shout out to my kid, my cousin Keith Spring Mix. He's right there. He's a Ravens fan. He's saying Lamar can leave now. Be careful what you ask for, cousin. Be careful.
That's right.
What you ask for. And then of course, you coming for the belt next year? Then make sure you get with it. Oh, you know who this guy is. This guy right here, Sincere King. Hey man, hey look. I was all over I.O.W. Sports, and I went at my man's neck. I did. This man been disappeared all season. Ain't been around. Only showed up towards the end of the season when the Jaguars came up. And Sunshine was looking like straight dog shit. It was looking like dookie. Right? Trevor Lawrence was looking like booty. It was looking like butt cheeks. Threw 4 interceptions in the first half, and I was giving I was giving my man the business. And so, I didn't know that halftime. Well, I had a feeling halftime that the Chargers were gonna come around and lay the egg that they did.
The Chargers do you? They like Chargers and the Raiders the same team.
Chargers and Raiders do Chargers and Raiders shit.
They're the same team, just wearing different colors. That's it.
Squad. They doing the same, bruh. They doing the same shit, just different uniforms.
That's it, for real.
But but I came for Sincere's neck, and man, I had to eat the biggest bag of crow. I'm talking about. Man. After the third interception, I'm posting pics like, "Oh, where you at, Sincere? Like,
man,
what's up?"
Everybody was going at my man at the third interception. I was on social media like, "Dang,
bro!" I went at my man's neck, and so after the game,
Chargers on the Falcons.
And so literally, Sincere about midway fourth quarter did the emoji where he's drinking his beer and he's looking through the blinds like he's people that was talking shit. And I knew he was looking for me. I knew he was looking for me. I said, I know, bro. You were looking for me. I know. Here I am. Boom. And so I went on live and I straight up, I had to eat crow. Had to take back my words to my man Sincere. I was talking hella shit. Tell him I was talking real reckless. And he got the last laugh, but overall, I want people to understand I did pick the Jaguars to win the game. I just didn't. I was just talking shit, so I had to eat the crow. And but no, we'll talk about that game because obviously, with us only going an hour today, man. Let's. I mean, we still got love for you too, Sincere. So, let's just get down to business and break down this super wild card weekend. And we're going to start with the 49ers and the Seahawks. So, big homie, what was your biggest takeaway from the Seahawks first? From the Seahawks, how they performed and how they even got to this point?
They should have stayed home. I mean, you got to give it to the first half. They looked like they're going to be able to hang with them.
They was hanging with them.
In the second half, it was just like, all right, man, let's stop playing with them.
Yeah. And
Debo and I.O.W was like, well, I gotta give it to and Christian McCaffrey too. They was getting off, bro. Mm-hmm. Especially Debo. If it wasn't Debo, he was hitting I.O.W wide open. And then they did a little bit of McCaffrey running. It was just like, man, they is dominating them in the second half.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, defense started picking up, playing better. I think they sacked Geno 2 or 3 times.
Second half, they turned it up though.
Yeah, it was a good first half for like entertainment. After that, it was just like, all right, man, it's all 49ers.
Yeah,
I think the Seahawks. I mean, it was a good story for the fact that Geno was like people written him off and all that stuff.
He ain't right back.
Right? And because I was one of them too on that bandwagon, like they ain't gonna be nothing. You know what I'm saying?
I think we all were. I think.
Yeah.
To be fair, me, you, Nick, all predicted like, come on, Seahawks gonna be straight dookie this year.
But so I gotta take hats off to them for them even making the playoffs. For them do what they did this year. Geno and the rest of the boys, I give it to them. But early exit like I predicted.
Yeah, no shot that they got defeated. Like I said with the Seahawks, I'm like you talking about overachieved. Talking about overachieved. Look, give props to Geno. He's going to be a free agent. I think you re-sign him. I think you can at least give him a 2-3 year deal. Just to see what you can squeeze out of Geno for the last few years.
You still draft a quarterback though.
Not before the third round. If you're gonna get a quarterback, if I'm Seattle, I'm looking at 4th, 5th, later rounds. I'm not wasting a quarterback in the first round, second round, or third round because I think the Seahawks, when you look at their first of all that season, you get a couple more pieces on defense.
Offensively they set. Maybe some offensive linemen, but pretty much.
I was about to say that.
Pretty much like weapon wise, they're set. I gotta give my man props from Michigan State, but got pretty good running back.
You great. Get Walker too much credit?
That's why I say his name.
Yeah, you thought I was gonna gloss over that. Oh, okay.
But you know, they got good weapons at receiver, good running back.
Mm-hmm.
So they really need help in the defense. Yeah. But I think if you come across, I mean, if a good quarterback fall in their lap, I think they should take him.
It literally had to be the perfect storm. Like fall in their lap, he's cheap as shit and good talent.
Yeah, I mean,
affordable. I should say affordable. I don't want to say cheap. Affordable.
Because what Geno did this year was great, but it'd be hard pressed if you repeat that again next year.
I hear you.
I don't know about Bennett, man.
I think since Bennett, I think he benefited off a good team. I'm not gonna cap. I'm not gonna say he's trash, but I mean, he was a product of a good damn football team with Georgia.
Right. Is that way Brock wins Rookie of the Year? If he gets to the Super Bowl,
he'll get votes.
He'll get votes, but I don't know if he'll get it.
Nah, he won't win it, but he'll get votes just because a lot of people, they probably figured that once Jimmy G got hurt, Purdy was gonna. And I'm glad we're right there because I want to switch over to my takeaway from 49ers.
All right.
I know people are waiting for the other shoe to drop, but like, oh, he's a rookie, he's Mr. Irrelevant, the last guy picking the draft. He's going at some point going to suck. And I know he wasn't a first overall pick. I know he wasn't the prettiest quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. But I'm gonna say this: Brock Purdy played 4 years at Iowa State. He was a starter at a D1 college football program for 4 years.
So did Seneca Wallace.
Well, yeah, but Seneca Wallace had his moments. Yeah, I'm not saying he's going to be Joe Montana. All I'm saying is Brock Purdy, he moves a little bit better than Jimmy G.
Yeah, that's for sure.
He throws better than Trey Lance. So I would say he kind of takes.
The verdict's still out on Trey Lance, though.
I know what you're saying. I hear you. But this look, I'll put it this way. They all benefit from Kyle Shanahan and the good program that he's
that's my point. But I'll go get to that. Go ahead. Yeah.
So it's we gotta take the factor that Kyle Shanahan's formula works. All right, It works, and obviously he's shown that you can interchange whoever at the quarterback and it still works.
Right.
I mean that's fair.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is that with the hot hand that Purdy is playing with, and him really not,
you say vertically and Trey Lance.
I'm just saying you right now, Brock Purdy has to be your starter until further notice. I get what you gave up to get Trey Lance, but I'm seeing what Brock Purdy is doing, and I can't take the hot hand out. He has to literally play like dog shit for me to remove him.
I mean, I can't argue with that. I just know history. I remember Brock Osweiler. Everybody's on that Osweiler train, man. You see what Osweiler did? You see what he did?
I knew what Brock was. I knew what Brock Osweiler was. I knew what he was.
He was in Shanahan's system, but he probably get off too.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he wasn't in. He was in the Kubiak system,
right?
It ain't the same as. But look, 49ers. I think they kind of was playing with them with the Seahawks for a little bit.
What's up, Ryan?
And then hey, I'm glad that they didn't lay an egg second half, and hey, they handled business, moved on, and but look.
They're in a good, but I say this, but they are in a good situation. You ride the hot hand with
Brock Purdy.
Yeah. Get rid of Jimmy G. Get what you can for him. You still got Trey Lance. I keep him. Let him sit there, and he can just continue to develop.
I'm still not ready to move off the Tom Brady to San Francisco take that I had.
It doesn't matter. Even if that happens. You still got two good backups sitting right there. One probably needs to develop a little more, but he's developing under a legend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? He can learn under Tom Brady.
That's why you still make the move.
And you continue to grow
Because
and
what
grow.
you just said right
So
there.
then now,
That's
say
why you
Brady
still make the move.
only played 1 or 2 years. By that second or third year, now you can either A, get something from one of those quarterbacks that's sitting there and continue to develop your team, or B, plug one of them in there and see who learned the most from Brady and keep moving. So anywhere you go, you're in a good situation.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with you on that. Let's move on to the second game that took place Saturday night. You had the Jaguars coming back and defeating the
Nah, you don't.
defeating the California Chargers. I call them the California Chargers.
California
Whether
Chargers.
they LA, whether they San Diego. I call them the California Chargers. No, Jaguars come back down 27. And man, I said it on the live. I said it even going into this game this weekend. I said if the Chargers lose this game, they should consider, or they should move on from their football coach.
Oh yeah,
I don't care.
Yeah,
I don't care how many regular season wins he's gotten this year and last year and in 2 years he's coached. He has had so many handfuls of moments that are fireable offenses, in my opinion. And the two latest ones was he played starters in a meaningless game, and some of them got nicked up. And Mike Williams, who was one of them, couldn't even play in this game. And so you can't tell me that, if they had Mike Williams, that would have helped them. I'm pretty sure that would have helped them. Because they scored all their points in the first half. They didn't do nothing in the second half. So don't tell me that having Mike Williams could have helped them.
Oh yeah. But, look, man, the Chargers, the Vikings of the AFC. That's all they are. Hype them up during the regular season and get into the playoffs and just laying in. That's all they are. For real.
The play calling was crazy.
It was, man. Look, man, you up 27-0.
You better start running the damn ball.
Run the ball. You got a good running back. The line has been blocking pretty good because Eckler was running pretty good in the first half. You run the ball. Over the play action, keep the ball moving, keep the ball out of their hands. Boom. 27-0, bro. There's no way they should come back on you like that.
At all. 27-0. Let's get ready for round 2.
Yeah, like, right. Basically, you're gonna waste Herbert's talent if you don't get a better coach in there. You ought to be begging Sean Payton to come there. Begging.
I don't get how if Brandon Staley survives this, which I got a good feeling he'll probably survive. I don't get how you continue dealing with a coach who he's a defensive minded coach. But how do you keep, like you said, how you keep sitting here not having playoff success with one of the quote unquote great young talents in quarterbacking with Justin Herbert? That's what everybody's talking about.
Right.
He's quote unquote one of these guys. He's one of them. He's one of those top 5 quarterbacks, which is surprising to me. He may have good numbers, but he ain't got the success to back it up. But
he does. Well, I mean, you got the coaching that's not putting them in a way that's setting them up for success.
Yeah.
That game right there, that was a perfect game for them to be in the next round. You up 27-0. You run the ball, keep the ball out of Jacksonville's hand.
Keep sunshine on the sideline.
And then play better defense. What happened to your defense?
I don't know, bro.
It's like you pick one man off 3 times, sack him twice.
Oh, pick him off 4 times.
Yeah, 4 times. 4 times. And then all of a sudden the defense just go anemic. You know what I'm saying? You don't even see defense no more. That's crazy to me. I mean, Jacksonville is, don't get me wrong, better coach, better improved team. So I'm not taking that away from them. But there's no way you have them up that many points and you know what I'm saying, and you allow them to come back and beat you.
Completely choked.
I mean, and you ain't scored no points
in the second half.
In the second half?
Nothing.
Oh, it's a field goal. I think they called a field goal. I don't know.
No, bro. They was all that scoring was in the first half.
That's right. That's all. That final score was 27, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you ain't scored no points in the second half, bro? None?
Oh no, they got a field goal. You're right. They did.
Okay,
Yeah, you're right. It was 31-30 was the final score.
so that's crazy, man. All you managed in the second half was 3 points. 3 points. Even if you ran the ball, and just kicked field goals, you'd have kept the game moving forward, and you would have stayed ahead.
Yeah. Well, I gotta give. Well, I think that's one thing. I gotta give Jacksonville's defense credit because there was a couple of times where the Chargers had a short field, and somehow the defense only given up a field goal in certain situations where it could have been easily to give up a field goal because of such a short field.
Right.
And so that they kept them in the game, and then right when Trevor and the offense went down and scored before halftime, I was like, there you go. There's your momentum. There's your play. You got in the end zone, and you come out with the ball first in the second half. So you got to take that momentum and just ride with it. Right when they scored at the halftime, I said, all right. That's when the comebacks begins because they're going to come out, get the ball first. They're going to score again. I was like, okay, here it is. Jaguars rolling.
Right.
But hey, man, I gotta be honest, man. Sunshine looked like the moment was too big for him in the first half, so I got to give him Doug Peterson credit because they made the adjustments. Because at first I'm looking at Jacksonville, I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing? Stop putting Trevor in this situation to keep throwing these interceptions. Like the game's not out of hand so much that you can't come back. Run the ball. Right. I think I put it on I.O.W. Sports in the Man Cave Sports page. As well, I'm like, bro, do you see this rush defense of the Chargers? They're in the bottom 5 of the NFL. All right,
you got a quick back at ATN.
You got a good back in ATN. They're playing zone, so they're playing light boxes. Right. Run a couple of inside zones, run a few draws, like get ATN started. And next thing you know, of course, sure enough, about beginning of the third quarter, they start getting NTN going again, and he had a couple of big runs. And so, at first, I'm like, Doug Peterson, man, you're a Super Bowl winning coach, man. You look like you deserve to get fired in Philly. Because I'm like, bro, what are you doing? Like, look at your matchup, man. You got the running back. They got one of the worst rush defense. We're like, what are we doing around here? Like, come on, man. Like, this shit was getting out of control.
It was, man. I turned the game off. I was like, okay, this is going to be over with. I started doing something else. And I looked up, I was like, scores what?
You said what?
like, come on, Chargers?
Like, damn. It's like the score like that? We doing this? But no.
They have to move out of California.
Man, hey, you gotta get up out of there. I think
go to another state or something. Stink that state up. Go to Washington State.
No,
you got the Seahawks there. Go to Oregon.
Bro, they're going to keep Brandon Staley, and I think it's going to be the doom for them, man. But as a Chief fan, keep his ass there forever, man. I don't give a damn.
That's right.
Keep his ass there forever. For real. I mean, we always talk about the weird times that he goes for it on fourth down.
Right.
The crazy play calling sometimes, decisions. Yeah, keep him. Please keep him as a Chiefs fan. But as a sports fan, I'm like, what are y'all doing? What are we doing? Like, come on now. So let's get into Sunday's game as it kicked off with the 1:00 game. You had the Dolphins and the Bills. And man, what was your takeaways from this Dolphins-Bills game, big homie?
Buffalo in trouble, man.
Oh wow.
Buffalo in trouble, bro.
Oh, please explain, sir.
Man, I've been watching Buffalo all this year, right? I've been watching like Josh seemed like he regressing.
Oh.
He throwing a lot, he making a lot of bad decisions, selling the ball a lot. I'm like, come on, man, where's that Josh from last year? It's like he put all the pieces together. It seemed like now he progressing.
He misses Brian Daboll.
Yeah, he to get Dabo on the phone or something, be FaceTiming during the game or something.
Hey, Coach, what would you do in this situation?
Right. For real, man. I mean, you got the third string quarterback in for the Dolphins, man, and y'all almost lost that game. I mean, you gotta give McDaniels a credit as doing a good coaching job, but at the same time,
Nah, he got to tighten up his details, man.
on paper, I should have blew them out.
Hey, let's call it what it is. Miami should have won that game, bro.
Oh yeah.
And I'm looking at some of the coaching blunders that Mike McDaniels had. I'm like, bro, you had numerous delay of games, and numerous times you had to waste timeouts because you're literally the team was getting out the huddle with 10 seconds left on the play clock. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, where's the urgency? Where's the hey, all right, let's get to the line of scrimmage. Let's get this play in. Let's get ready to run the next play. Like, where's the urgency?
Right.
You had Buffalo on the ropes, and you should have won this game.
They should have won the game. And like I said, man, I think that coming into this year, I was like, they might actually beat the Chiefs this year. I don't think they're gonna beat them.
Nah, you high as hell for that one.
I'm just saying the way they played them last year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then you figure that you look at the moves they made, and you say, okay, yeah, they might be able to beat the Chiefs this year. It was the favorite to win the Super Bowl.
No, you're right. Because I did pick Buffalo to. I know. I did not go the homer route this year. I did not pick Kansas City to win the AFC.
And it ain't just that game. I'm talking about. I'm going back throughout the season.
Yeah.
And watching how they played. It was barely beating teams, squeaking past teams. Losing games they shouldn't have lost.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of that was on Josh Allen, man. Making bad decisions, bad throws, throwing picks. It was just not Super Bowl caliber that you would expect out of a team that's supposed to be a favorite for the Super Bowl.
Yeah. I know. I hear you.
Go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I said, now on Miami side, do you stick with Tua? That's my thing. Do you stick with Tua? I think they should. I don't think they should keep. I think they need to get rid of Tua. I just think that's what they should do. Not just from a standpoint of, for the team, but just for his own sake.
Yeah.
Tua need to go.
I give Skyler his credit, man. He's a gamer. He tried.
Yeah, he tried.
He tried his best.
I know he coming back, but I'm just saying he don't need to.
Nah, he don't need to.
He don't need to, right?
At some point, he has to start weighing the factor of, I need my health for future endeavors. I don't know if Tua has kids. If he does, like, come on, start thinking smart about this, Tua. If you got kids, go. You want to be a father that can be around and be in the right mental state to be there. If you're a husband, that could be a strain on your relationship where you're not mentally 100% there.
Ask Tom Brady.
Yeah.
But here's my thing too. It also brings up the discussion about smaller quarterbacks. Are they durable? Kyler Murray. Now everybody talking about Bryce Young. Mm-hmm. Bryce Young only 5'10", 190 something pounds.
5'10", 5'11", yeah.
That's it.
Well, you can be a small quarterback. I think if you got like some mass to you, like I think Malik Willis, once he gets the passing part down, I think he'll be all right.
Malik Willis, ain't he 6 foot?
Well, he's still 6 foot. That's still a small quarterback. But he's with the prototypical.
I'm saying, but he taller than the others I just mentioned. And he a big dude. He a nice size.
Now, 6 foot and 5'11" ain't that much different.
No, Bryce Young is 5'10", bro. He ain't 5'11". Malik Willis is not a small dude. Frame wise.
Well, that's what I'm saying. His frame wise, as in like being stout, being muscular and fit.
Right.
I mean that plays a part into it because you can absorb some of those hits. You can absorb some of those.
It ain't working for Tua.
Well, he's not built like Malik Willis.
Yeah.
Not even close.
He ain't absorbing nothing.
No, he absorbing too many concussions. That's his problem.
Right, that's all he absorbing. And I mean, he just goes. I just think he just needs to go and give it up, man. I know it's like your dream probably since he was a kid to play. But you got to make that decision.
I'll say this. I think he deserves the right to walk out on his own time.
Okay.
I think he deserves that. Now, as a GM of an NFL team, I wouldn't touch him. That's just me personally. Obviously, when you got 3 concussions in a matter of 3-4 months, I don't want to touch it. That's just me. But I think he deserves to go out when he wants to.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Take the concussions away. What if you are a talent evaluator? What has Tua shows you talent wise that make you want to put him on your team?
He got some accuracy. He got some in certain situations. He had some poise. I thought he played well against Buffalo when they went up there on that Saturday night a few weeks ago, and almost beat them. Had the game pretty much. So he can play against good teams and actually, be a gamer and be, it's just that's the thing that's really taken away from his true talent is his availability, and it's really starting to become a problem with his talent. Is because you can't definitively say that Tua is going to be able to give you 17 games in the whole regular season and a playoff run. There's no evidence that's possible. So that's the only thing that would scare me off of that.
One thing about Tua too is that he not consistent what he does. I see him play a good game, he come back and just play a horrible game outside of concussions. Then you add that on to it, and it's like if Miami get rid of him, why would I pick him up?
No, you're right. I feel you.
Yeah.
I understand. I trust me. I understand your doubts. But I mean, I've had him the whole time he's been in the league. I've had him going into this season. There's been some moments where I feel like, all right, he's kind of proven me wrong. But then, like you said, the consistency part, then I'm like, all right, maybe I wasn't wrong about Tua.
You can't take that.
And then you're like, damn. And maybe I
agree. I agree with you, Ryan.
Right. Maybe I wasn't right. So like week to week, you go back and forth on whether you was wrong or right about Tua. So it's like I feel you on that consistency part, and I'm still scared about the durability part. I mean, other than that, you saw what he can do once the organization starts putting pieces around him to succeed.
He had pieces around him this year.
Yeah, he had the pieces. I'm also, I hate it when we agree so much, but I'm like you, man. I'm starting to worry about the Bills, man. Josh Allen, man, you turning the ball over a little bit too much, Playboy. Like you had 2 interceptions and a fumble against the Dolphins, and literally the Dolphins should have not been in that game. They should not have been in that game. I can honestly say this: as much as I've gone back and forth with Tua, I would have felt more comfortable with Tua in that game at quarterback, and I would have felt a little bit more comfortable about the Dolphins' chance. I will say this: Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill were not doing Skylar Thompson no favors in the first half. Nobody could catch the damn football, so they weren't helping them out at first. But once they got the dropsies out the way and started playing football, and that Miami team was game. So this is what worries me about Buffalo.
But here's the thing about. Well, go ahead. I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna speak on Ryan said.
But this is what scares me about Buffalo. You literally got taken to the limits by a third-string quarterback. That scares me, bro.
I'm laughing at Matt. Yeah. We're going to get to it, Matt.
We're going to get to it, Matt. Relax, man. God damn.
Yeah, man. That's what I said. I agree with you on that, man. That's a third-string quarterback, bro. They almost took y'all to the brink of elimination. Yeah. Third string.
A third stringer, bro.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I just not sure about Buffalo this year. At the beginning of the year, I was on that train. Now I'm like, let me get off right here.
Hey, man, but there's a lot of things breaking Buffalo's way, bro.
Yeah.
Say what you want. Like I said it before on our show. I said it on other shows. That DeMar Hamlin situation, sucks for him for that situation to happen. But I think he saved Buffalo a good throbbing. I thought they was about to get bounced out the club.
Yeah.
Because Cincinnati
Falcons
was a
didn't do
lot.
nothing. Miami defense carried
They
them.
was a little bit more physical, bro. Way more physical
Yeah,
than
you're right, and on that too. But still, he still was decent enough to almost win the game.
he did enough.
He did enough.
A
He might
couple
not.
of a couple of better play calls here. A few situations where you got better clock management, and you don't have to waste the timeout or getting delay a game.
Right.
I think there's a couple of situations where they might have been able to get that game from Buffalo. So I mean, but I just feel there's a lot of breaks breaking Buffalo's way. I mean, you look at the game getting canceled that I felt that they were about to get literally just dog walked. They didn't play too well against New England last week.
They didn't.
You know, not like they looked that great.
They haven't looked great. They haven't looked great since Thanksgiving.
It's been a minute.
For real, they haven't looked great since Thanksgiving.
So I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, Buffalo's still a dangerous team. You just
they
don't.
got the potential. So I mean, they can turn it on at any time, and they might go into the next game to just turn it on and start blowing people out. We don't know. But I'm just saying, this season they've been up and down. You know,
they have. Hey,
and going with the Bengals, man. The Bengals did the same thing last year. I'm going by what Ryan was saying. He was like, the Bengals look bad. But last year, think about last year, how they squeaked past teams last year and went all the way to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they do. That's how they play. They down like 3 tackles. You know what I'm saying? I think
now they're down both tackles on both sides.
Right.
And they're down, I think, their left guard. So, you know, we'll get to previewing that game on Thursday's show. But yeah, I saw that too. It's funny you brought that up. But no, with Buffalo, we'll see what happens with this Cincinnati game. I don't think it'll be like it was
49 Super Bowl.
I don't think it's going to be like the Week 17 game. At least the first 10 minutes of what we was able to see.
Mm-hmm.
But man, if they're able to get past Cincinnati, I just think it's another break that went their way, because you're not getting Cincinnati at full strength. But we'll see. We'll get more in depth down the road on that. Let's move on to the 4:30 Sunday game, as of course the champ is happy to talk about. Of course, the champ is happy about that. The New York Giants get the victory over the Minnesota Vikings, and I mean, I'm not gonna say this is an upset. I kind of expected the Giants to win this game.
I expected the Giants to win this game. So I expect the Vikings to do what the Vikings do. Kirk Cousins win a bunch of games during the regular season, get to the playoffs, and just disappear. Man, he played like he was scared. Kirk played like he was scared, bro. That last play of the game, why would you throw it underneath to Hockenson?
Don't get me wrong. Hockenson had a good game.
No, but I'm saying, he was 5 yards away from the first down marker.
Okay, so let me ask you this: would you not blame that on Hockenson as well for running that route short?
Oh, but that's why the Lions got rid of Hockenson. You know what I'm saying? Is Hockenson good for doing that? But why throw it?
Okay, and so Kirk.
Why call that play?
I hear you. I don't think, because when I heard Kirk talk after the game, and I heard Sullivan talk after the game as well. So here's the thing. I think Kirk Kirk said he didn't want to take the sack, and why force it up there to Justin Jefferson and all that. And
it's fourth down, bro.
No, this is your season on the line, bro.
It's your season. I would have that doesn't make sense to me. Here's the thing. If it was Dalvin Cook, I can kind of say, okay, because you'll think he'll back, he quick, he may be able to shake the defender and get the first down. You talking about a tight end. Second of all, your season on the line. This supposed to be your best receiver. I would take a chance and give him a 50-50 ball
with Justin Jefferson.
Because if he catches it, first down, hopefully he goes out of bounds, and you can keep the ball moving.
Yep.
You gonna give it to Hoxton 5 yards away from for the first down.
Yep.
Who's gonna have some breaking speed. Why does that make sense?
I didn't
make sense.
When I saw him throw the ball, I was like, "Oh wow!" Like, Kurt, what are we doing?
You're like, "Fuck it."
I'm like,
I'm ready. I'm ready for vacation.
He must have been. He must have had the jet ready to go.
He was ready for vacation.
Look, he must have already had his bags on the damn plane, and wife when the kids was waiting for daddy. You know, that it had to have been the situation, because my thing is like, bro, my thing is you've been living and dying by Justin Jefferson all season, literally. Why you go away from it now? When Justin,
what's the feeling? Where's the feeling at?
You got to capable.
Where's CJ at?
Bro, you got the. I don't understand why. But you know what? You know how I knew it was going to happen for the Vikings and why they were going to lose that game? Do you remember in the first quarter, these fools did a reverse, and then
that was
Justin Jefferson threw the ball to Kirk Cousins? I said,
here's what I didn't understand.
I said, "Oh, y'all asking a little."
If the play was designed for Kirk Cousins to go out for to the first down marker, I kind of understand it. But throw it as a screen.
No.
Kirk Cousins not even.
Bro,
Kirk Cousins ain't even known for speed.
No, fucking stop that. There is no excuse for you to be having a play that Kirk Cousins is on the receiving end and has to run to get a first down. No, that was the stupidest fucking play. That was the stupidest fucking play I ever saw.
I'm not denying it. What I'm saying is, my point is, if you're gonna call that play, why is the play designed as him on a screen pass? He had no speed. Why would you throw him? You know what I'm saying? If he went for the first down marker, dumb play, but understandable. So I'm saying.
No, I don't understand none of that shit. No,
why would you even throw at him in the backfield for him to run for the first down? That made no sense at all.
And when they did it in the first quarter, I was like, oh, I said, damn.
I hate you, Detroit and KC fans.
I said, God damn.
Man, Dallas gonna be at the crib.
First time in 10 attempts that Dallas will beat Brady tonight. Don't hate you. Hey, look.
Hey, Danny Nines look good though. LaCour, he look real good.
We'll talk about that game in a second, but no, I gotta be honest, man. I gotta be honest, man. I'm just you gotta move on from Kirk Cousins. I think we know the ceiling of the Vikings with Kirk Cousins.
You gotta move on, bro. You got to.
Because I feel like the Vikings are in a situation where they're going to win a lot of regular season games. They got their Alex Smith.
Mm-hmm.
They got to go find their Patrick Mahomes. And not only that, I think a lot of people aren't paying attention to.
I agree with you, LaCour.
Yeah, you lose Mike Zimmer. You wanted to move off of him so bad, but you know what you miss with Mike Zimmer? A decent defense, at least, which you have with Mike Zimmer.
Oh yeah,
at least a decent defense that can get a 1 or 2 couple of stops and some very opportunistic turnovers. That's what you miss with Mike Zimmer.
Bro, what happened to they drafted 2 corners? I ain't seen them play.
It don't matter if the scheme ain't working. Whoever is their defensive coordinator, you better hope you got a job after this. There's no way you got a job after this.
He in a corner smoking meth.
He had to go to rehab, and he said, "No,
just run that shit. Just run that
shit." Look, how we gonna have to need rehab after this? Because, bruh, I don't understand. And as much as I think there is a ceiling with Kirk Cousins. You're going to get the, 45, 4,600,
Yeah.
28, 29 touchdowns because look at what you're working with. All right.
Right.
It's just that there's a ceiling, and I think you've already hit it. So
And
go
then you
ahead.
draft the best player or you don't draft.
I think you draft, but he better be a good one.
Yeah, but I don't know, Ant. But they need a quarterback, man. Kirk, of course, ain't gonna die. He gonna retire a Viking. But what do you do, man? Okay, let's go with what Ant said. Right, you draft the best player in the draft. Okay, and for the most part, I do agree with that. But in Minnesota's case, you gonna bring all these good players to a team that is still ran by Kirk Cousins. They already, I mean, they got weapons on offense. So you can't say they draft some more weapons that it's gonna make them better. They already got weapons.
I mean,
you got good receivers.
Bro.
You got a good running back. You know what I'm saying? So what you gonna do? So say you draft some more weapons, solid tight end. So what you gonna do? So to me, you the quarterback is the issue. You need to draft a quarterback. That's what I would do.
Go ahead, get it.
Or trade for one or something.
They got to get a good defensive coordinator as well.
Oh yeah, that too. That too.
You got to find.
So they don't have a horrible defense.
Well, personnel wise, if you look at it on paper, they got some names over there. So
yeah.
I just think you got to find the right scheme for them and to utilize them in the right way. And to be honest, I mean, I think they're similar to, what the Cowboys been the last few years. And then all of a sudden, Dan Quinn comes in and he simplifies. all right, Matt. I trust me. All right, we done enough. We just wanted to fuck with you, bro.
Get to the main attraction.
Yeah, we just wanted to fuck with you. No. All credit goes to the New York Giants. All right. First and foremost, let's be honest. When you Danny Dimes twice has played the Vikings, and we talked about the defense, but he's a problem for it.
Right.
I mean, say what you want. The guy has. We've seen the mobility before, but literally, he's in that conversation with your Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, who can beat you with the feet, the Josh Allens, and beat you with the throws. Mm-hmm. I mean, I have to take back a lot of things I said about Danny Dimes because, when you see how much coaching matters and what Brian Daboll is doing, and he's putting him in situations to bring the best out of him to succeed. Okay, maybe it wasn't Daniel Jones' fault. Obviously, the Giants weren't being ran properly by general managers. They weren't, and he suffered from it. I mean, this is literally night and day flip of a switch because of coaching.
Oh wait a minute, what you say? Are we saying that Dan Dimes is good against the worst passing defense in the NFL?
Well, no, you still got to give the man credit. He got to still go out there and perform. Look, matchup wise, of course, the matchup was in his favor. But there's no telling if you get the job done or not. You got to go out there.
He still played a good game, though. I mean, he played a great game. Saquon Barkley played excellent.
That helped.
I mean, anytime you can get your running game going, it's gonna order the passing anyway.
Yeah.
So I think the overall game plan was great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. And having a healthy Saquon Barkley helps. So yeah. So I think
there's a lot of factors that helped the Giants this year. Barkley being healthy. You get Brian Daboll coaching wise where he okay.
Yeah, but Eli won 2 Super Bowls though.
And he's going to be a Hall of Famer.
Right.
Say what you want. Eli's going to be a Hall of Famer. He got 2 Super Bowls. I don't think the Giants fans are going to complain too much if he's another Eli. I don't think so at all. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, Matt, are you going to complain if Danny Dimes has an Eli Manning career? I'm just saying. Are you going to be mad if he recreates Eli Manning's career? No, Giant fans are not going to be mad. They're going to be like, oh, we get 2 Super Bowls out of it? Yeah, we'll take that shit.
I just think here's the thing about Daniel Dimes, who what makes him even better than Eli because of mobility. You know what I'm saying?
Daniel Manning.
Yeah, Daniel Manning. You know, he has the mobility. When you add that to your repertoire as a quarterback, it's hard to defend you because you can look like he about to run, throw the ball like he did in that game. He's running, open up the play, receiver came back to the ball, he threw the ball. You know, he can get it's 3rd and 2. He can make the first down. Saquon can make the first down. You throw a screen. You know, you got a lot of options when you got a mobile quarterback. So I think that's what makes him dangerous. I think he's a decent passer. He's not the most accurate, but he's a decent passer. All you do is coaching and good team around him. You can do something with that.
A lot you can do with it. A lot you can do with it. But no, the Giants, they get to see the Eagles. Obviously, being familiar with them, division foe. I'm not predicting. Well, we'll get our final predictions on Thursdays. But when playoffs start and you get division games, to me, you always get closer games than what you expect. So I'm curious to see how Vegas is going to start playing the betting line all week, leading up to that game. So I'm real curious to how that. I'm gonna keep an eye out on that one for sure. But man, after 4 great games for the most part, you finish on the last slate on Sunday night with Bengals and Ravens. And man, big homie, what's your final takeaways from that Bengals Ravens game?
Like the Bengals gonna try to do like they did last year, gonna keep everything close. I mean, Huntley didn't do horrible. And really, there's one. My man, he was a little bit closer. He almost caught the ball at the end because they tipped the ball and it was just right off his fingertips. I think the Bengals need to learn how to put teams away,
close them out.
They have some injuries to the offensive line, but still, when you get up on a team, you need to learn how to close them out. And I think that's going to be their biggest downfall if they lose. Who they play Buffalo next?
Yeah.
If they lose to Buffalo, that's going to be their biggest thing. If they get up on Buffalo and let Buffalo stay in the game, because although Buffalo don't look as good as they did last year, they're still good enough. If you let them stay in the game, they can come back and beat you. The same thing they play Kansas City this year too. If they beat Buffalo and they play Kansas City got more weapons now, and they remember last year. So you really gonna have to close them out.
Hey, they just don't remember last year. They remember 3 times in 2022.
Well, yeah. I was more talking about the championship game, but yeah.
Oh no, they remember all 3.
But overall, man, I thought it was gonna be a blowout.
Yeah, I did too.
But so hats off go off to Baltimore. They stayed with them, hung with them to the end. And but Huntley did what he always do. I mean, he a decent backup.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he's a starter. He's a decent backup. He's a poor man.
He did his job.
He's a poor man's Lamar. He can run with it. He can still run the ball. He still pass pretty decent. He's just not a starting quarterback.
I mean, I don't even need to repeat what you said because
and the Ravens defense played pretty decent.
Yeah.
I ain't saying Huntley is bad, but I'm like,
he's a backup.
He's a backup. You know what I'm
saying? That's why he's a backup. He's not meant to be a starter. And look, do I think the Ravens could have won that game? They sure could have. They had a couple of mistakes here and there. I know I didn't hear the press conference or the reason Harbaugh choosing that play to run that far out from the goal line. Like You run that type of play when you're literally like inches from the goal line.
Yeah,
Like,
he think he got the ball over the guy. He's like, he like touchdown. And I saw the instant replay. He was short.
bro, he didn't come close.
He come close.
And he's not a big quarterback. He's not Joe Burrow size where he's
Yeah, you're not
6'3",
long where you can like
6'4".
reach that ball over like that.
Yeah,
You
he's
got to
not a
get close.
yeah, he's not a 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" quarterback. Like,
Yeah, he just went straight over the top and that was it. It's not trying to reach the ball out.
no, give me J.K. Dobbins.
I'm just saying on that particular play.
No, on right there in that situation, you because it's a 14-point swing. He takes it back 98 yards, and now they're up a touchdown when literally you're driving to take the lead.
Right.
Like, you got to give me J.K. Dobbins, who's already scored you a red zone touchdown, so close to the goal line. You got to give me a better situation or play action with a tight end like Mark Andrews running the baseline, like or something. You got to give me something better than that. You can't up and and try to dive almost a yard and a half, 2 yards out from the goal line. What are we doing?
Yeah, no. That's a stupid play call.
No,
stupid play call.
So I mean, and honestly, I'm not gonna fault Huntley for that. That was just a silly play call. But you kind of mentioned it earlier. I mean, now you're starting to have some injury issues on that front line, and of Cincinnati, and that was their Achilles heel last year. They addressed it this year, and there were parts of the season when Joe was not getting touched.
Right.
Now you're talking about 3 starters off that offensive line off. Man, now you venturing off into a situation where is this about to be old Bengals where Joe is going to be running for his life? Don't get me wrong, Mixon and Perine, they're going to pass protect, but that takes away from what they've been doing as a duo of running backs. Yeah.
Oh wow! So we had Lamar, we'd have won.
Well, I mean, they would have won if Lamar was there. There was a couple of situations where Huntley got chased down by Wilson. Remember that running play? He went on the sideline. If that was Lamar Jackson, no, he would. He would smoke Wilson. He would have got a hand on him. He'd have been gone. So I mean, yeah, that makes a difference. Now, when it comes to that situation, I don't know how we see Lamar Jackson back in the Ravens uniform. I just don't.
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. Who gonna take him?
Oh man, come on.
I'm not saying let me rephrase that. I don't mean it like that. I mean like, what'll be a good fit for him?
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you how the situation is gonna go down. It's gonna be a sign and trade, because he's going into a situation where he can be a free agent, and so you go ahead and sign the deal. But this is particularly for the team that's about to receive him. Because as the Baltimore Ravens, you do not want to let Lamar Jackson leave the building and you get zero compensation back.
Right.
So if Deshaun Watson goes for, what was it, 3 first rounds, a third and a fourth round.
Yeah. He won't guarantee though. That's what Lamar wants.
And that's fine. And guess what team would be silly enough to do it? A to Z says, do we think Lamar was hurt as bad as they say, or does not like his? I think it's a mixture of both.
I think it might be a little bit of both.
Because at this point, he has to look at his contract situation because he hasn't played in almost a month and some change. So if he hasn't been practicing that whole time, we can't. First of all, we couldn't expect Lamar Jackson to play if he wasn't practicing. Period.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody remember the last time he practiced?
Yeah, man. You gotta look at it like this, man. If I'm Lamar, if I'm just a little nicked up, and I don't think I'm gonna be here next year, I'm trying to save myself, so I can be nice and healthy to where I'm going.
I mean, let's play devil's advocate.
All right.
And let me know if you got a bounce already, big homie. So.
Yeah, I get about a couple minutes now. I'm about to bounce.
All right, so indulge me. So say Lamar is 80%.
Right.
80%, 80% healthy, and he plays that game. I think he still gives Baltimore a good chance to win that game.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
So it now, of course, we're going to talk about the injury possibility re-aggravating. Of course, we can throw that into the situation. Say he goes out there, has a Lamar Jackson game, 2 TDs, paid 230 passing yards, 21 of 29, and he throws in another, 70, 80 rushing yards and a rush TD.
Right.
So, and he goes out, has that type of performance. Then you can say, all right, that gives him more leverage going into contract situation. Now that really makes it, all right, Ravens, are you sure you want to move on from this? You sure? Because this is a playoff game. This is beating the Bengals. And look at my performance. Are you sure you want to move on from this?
Or maybe I got their mind made up. It might be like, we through with this. We ain't about to mess with this no more.
Hey, to me, I think the Ravens has already had their mind made up. I think they're not willing to move off of a price that they value Lamar at, and they're not wanting to move past it. And that's business. That's what it is.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm not going to fault them for that. But I will say this:
over $35 million a year, he's injury prone.
I don't want to say he's injury prone. I
won't say injury prone right as of yet.
He missed some time last year and he missed some time this year. But let's look at the situation where literally he has to
that's true too.
He has to play Superman to literally get this team to even be in playoff contention. They've been having injury problems as a team. Yeah.
Shoot, last year it was running back. They put running back out the stand.
I agree with that A to Z. When you literally have everything centered around Lamar, he's the main ingredient to what you do. So you can't sit there and expect a Huntley to recreate a system that is basically based off of what's supposed to be for Lamar, because he's still going to be dealing with the same running backs, decent offensive line, not too much at the wide receiving core,
right?
And we got a Pro Bowler at tight end, so you're still dealing with the same situation. So I mean, A to Z, you I agree with you right there. I mean, when you made it about Lamar, and so how do you not re-sign it?
Only thing that I can think of, you're gonna get a Lamar-esque type quarterback. I mean, not, you know what I'm saying? You're gonna have to fit the system unless you're gonna rehaul everything.
Yeah,
I don't see that.
Yeah, I mean, they're asking him to be Superman. Yeah, I agree with you right there, Anthony. When you ask him, you gotta be Superman.
Let me get up out of here and I make.
Now go ahead. I'll stay on with the fellas. So, hey man, shout out everybody. Again, make sure y'all follow us on all our social media platforms.
Right.
Detroit Mail, he's got to head out. So I stick on with you guys. We'll chop it up a little bit more. All right, Detroit.
All right, holla.
But yeah, man. I think that's going to be a wrap for LJ8 in Baltimore, down in the Maryland state. They've tried to get him receivers, because I see your comment right there, A to Z. Make sure you get one to mail as he leaving. Say fuck the Lions. But no, when you look at Baltimore, they got Bateman from Minnesota, but he got hurt, and looked like he was on his way to doing something good, because you look at the breaking news: Jim Harbaugh will return to Michigan as head football coach, per school's president Santa Ono. Okay, so I'm pretty sure Detroit Mail will be happy about that, as they keep their head football coach and Harbaugh and Mr. Kakis. But I just, man, Hey, how do you amend this? I don't want to say it's fractured, a fractured relationship between front office and Lamar, because at the end of the day, it's business. You know, um, no, honestly, I'll say this: Marquise Hollywood Brown eclipsed 1,000 yards last year. So both him and Mark Andrews both eclipsed 1,000 yards last year. So I was actually shocked that the Ravens did trade him. So I was under the impression that they could have kept Hollywood Brown and brought in another wide receiver. I thought that they should have been in the sweepstakes to get Allen Robinson. Because Allen Robinson with the Rams just didn't fit. Or what they should have did is, if the Rams were going to move off Robert Woods, they should have tried to get him instead of Tennessee. Or they should have been in the AJ Brown sweepstakes when he was being traded at the draft last year. You know, so the Ravens themselves haven't been the best organization to even try to get a good wide receiver core, and that's just because, again, when you build everything around Lamar, it's all about primarily that running game in them. But we'll see what the Ravens do to address their wide receiver core. I've said this before. You can't take the Ravens serious, and it's telling again why they had a struggle in the red zone, because nobody takes you serious as a threat in the red zone. Cover Mark Andrews, stay in front of everybody else. Literally, that is. Yeah, I agree with you right there. Could have got Calvin Ridley. Obviously, Calvin Ridley. Jaguars gave him like a 6th-round pick for Calvin Ridley. Come on, the guy went in the 1st round when he was drafted, and you get him for a 6th-round pick. Jaguars are going to be even more dangerous on offense next year. Another weapon for Trevor Lawrence. Talking about, that was a smart move, smart trade. That could have been you, Baltimore. Good point, Matt. That could have been you, Baltimore. It's just crazy because I think since Ozzie Newsome has left the front office for the Baltimore Ravens, it's just they're not operating the same way. So just as much as coaching matters in the NFL, so does front office, man. If you ain't got an adequate GM, and if you ain't got football personalities or football people that actually got some sense, I mean, good luck trying to get success, man, in this league. That's on the coaching side and as well as our front office side. Those are intricate parts as well. Can't just be all about the talent. Talent matters. Talent matters, obviously. But, it all has to be a collective unit that makes it work. But hey, gotta give Bengals credit, man. They know how to play tough, hard-nosed football, especially in that NFC North division, seeing a division opponent in that situation. So I mean, they've been in that shoe, in that position before, and trying to show how tough they are. But unfortunately, like me and Mel had discussed earlier, having 3 starters of your offensive line out with injury, going against Buffalo, and the rotation of defensive linemen that they got, Ed Oliver, Russo, just a couple of names that they got as pass rushers. They rotate them out. You know, Buffalo. Obviously, seeing Buffalo a lot play the Kansas City Chiefs. They at least go like 6, 7, sometimes 8 defensive linemen deep, rotating them out. Obviously, so they can stay fresh. Um, just still dangerous. So you go against a front line that's missing 3 of their starters. That makes it a little bit a harder task for the Bengals. The Bengals looked beatable yesterday, and the Bills both looked beatable. They both did. They really did. Um, so you know all the predictions of the AFC, and how they gone. I don't know. As much as people want things to change, they might stay the same. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Uh, I'm excited for both matchups in the AFC. Um, I'm excited to see what the Jaguars do. I mean, they got the pass rush now. I'm not gonna count them out just because they play in my Kansas City Chiefs. I know how to be unbiased. They played each other. I think it was November out in Arrowhead. Chiefs won 27-17. It wasn't a blowaway. It wasn't a blowout. Really, the Jaguars pretty much stayed in contention in that game the whole 60 minutes. Chiefs they weren't able to like fully put them away. And Sunshine made some few throws in that game where I was like, ooh, okay, that was a nice pass. And Kirk Cousins, not Kirk Cousins, my bad, Christian Kirk. I don't know how I always get them confused. Christian Kirk, yeah, I mean, what did everybody say? Oh man, what's this dude getting all this kind of type of money, man? This dude ain't that nice at wide receiver. Blah 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 blah. I was one of them. I was one of them. I was one of those guys that was like, oh man, Christian Kirk, man, this dude overrated. He just got overpaid. But Christian Kirk kind of him and Trevor Lawrence got a nice little combination going on. Like they got a nice little connection where them two together. They got some magic, bro. I can't explain it. But Christian Kirk made a fool out of me. He made a huge fool out of me. I didn't see him being worth that type of money. I didn't see him, doing much this year. But it looks like everything worked out for him. The guy has 84 catches. Pretty much 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. So hey, hey, decent numbers right there. Zay Jones, Marvin Jones Jr. Yeah, you got solid veterans in those two. I see you. AP. You got a point right there. Evan Ingram, that came out of Ole Miss. Got drafted very high by the Giants. Couldn't stay healthy. And then next you know, all of a sudden he gets to Jacksonville, and all of a sudden he's looking real beastly. Don't be like that. Don't be like that, MJ. Come on, man. Don't be like that, bro. Don't be like that, bro. So no, a lot of things are falling the Jaguars' way right now, and you can't be mad. What's up, Mel? I mean, he says I stand with Lamar's decision not to play. Hey, I said it too. He shouldn't have played. At this point, protect your value, bro. Protect your value. But no, Jaguars. Jaguars. I think they're going to match up. They're going to match up well with the Kansas City Chiefs. But you got to be you got to be perfect. Got to be perfect. You can say Andy Reid team coming off a bye. They get the number 1 seed, so obviously they get the bye, and rested, was able to get an opportunity to you know, or watch scout the other teams. So hey, you gotta be on your A game. Gotta be on your A game. You gotta be perfect. That means you gotta minimize the turnovers. You gotta minimize the penalties, and you gotta take advantage of situations that favor you. Obviously, me being a Chiefs fan, I'm worried about that pass rush. Um, how is Orlando Brown going to hold up? How is Andrew Wiley on the tackle on the right side? How the tackle's going to hold up against this pass rush? It's no secret these Jacksonville boys they get after it. That front four, they get after it. All right, uh, and it feeds everything else that happens on that defensive side. So they love to get after it, and that's what scares me sometimes when you got your left tackle and your right tackle that lead the NFL in quarterback pressures, give ups of quarterback pressures. That scares you. They may not necessarily give up the most sacks, but the fact that you allow the pressure to, give the opportunity of a sack to happen is the problem to begin with, right? So, that scares me right there as a Chief fan. And if you handle that, you can probably get to what you can do on offense. And Travis Kelce does Travis Kelce things. Look for him to eat up the middle, kill zones, and so that favors Kansas City. So that means you're going to get the more opportunities because eventually you can't let Travis Kelce just kill your zone all day. So eventually you're going to have to go to man, and that opens up the playbook right there. I mean, hey, you just got to be careful with an Andy Reid team coming off a bye. Buffalo, Cincinnati. We're finally going to get a game to to a conclusion. Unfortunately, what didn't happen in Week 17, as we are all too aware of what happened. Don't be surprised, y'all, if DeMar Hamlin is in attendance in that game. Obviously, he won't be able to play, but don't be surprised if he's on the sideline. He leads him out of the tunnel. He's going to be there to get the crowd amped. He's going to be there to get the crowd going crazy. To put the emotional presence in that stadium. He's going to be there to do that. So don't be surprised at any point in time that there's going to be some cameras and DeMar is going to be there and he's going to be there to make sure that the Buffalo Bills get the chills and they're going to be juiced up, ready to play. I'm telling y'all, there's been a lot of breaks that's been falling Buffalo's way. They lose the overtime game, Kansas City. They get the rule changed. The same rule that the Chiefs asked to get changed 2 years prior. And they were the only team that voted yes to do it. And now they were able to get the rule changed. Favored by a lot of people, including me, for Josh Allen for MVP. Come out the AFC, represent in the Super Bowl. They go win Arrowhead, get a victory over the Kansas City Chiefs. Then Week 17 comes down. Very, very meaningful game. Say what you want. Buffalo I just thought they were not the more physical team that night for the first 10 minutes of that game before the unfortunate situation happened. Cincinnati went down and scored with ease. Buffalo comes back, not able to get the touchdown, settle for field goal, and then Buffalo was driving. They were on the other side of the 50 when the situation happened with DeMar. Cincinnati was a lot more physical. But now they meet up right here in the divisional round. We'll see what happens because Cincinnati again has to play shuffleboard with their offensive line. And the playoffs are not the time that you want to start experimenting on how to protect your quarterback. Because that's, of course, the most important position. But then, not only that, you don't want to mess up your future. See, the Bengals they've already suffered a season-ending campaign to Joe Burrow's rookie season. Luckily, he didn't miss time last year coming off that injury. When the injury happened early enough in the season when he had time to recover and get back to Burrow. And then you go into this season, had the appendectomy. And let's be honest can we be honest about Cincinnati right now? If they had just a little bit of offensive line protection, literally, I'm talking about just a little bit. Jamar Chase had put Jalen Ramsey on skates in that Super Bowl on that final play. And we could easily be talking about Joe Burrow, Super Bowl champion right now. Easily. Let's be honest about that. And so you come into this year, you've beaten the Kansas City Chiefs 3 times in the calendar year. Like that puts Cincinnati on a different level. That puts you in a psychological advantage over the team that most people would say is always in the Super Bowl conversation for the last 5-6 years. As a Chief fan, I don't want to see the Cincinnati Bengals. But there's the but, y'all. There's the but about it. When you have to keep playing shuffleboard with your offensive line to keep the franchise upright. Because Joe Burrow is the franchise. He gets sacked 9 times, 8 times. That puts you at a bad disadvantage as an offense. And that puts you at a bad situation where he could possibly get hurt. You don't want that as a Bengals team, fan. So be a little bit cautious about chirping your mouths, Bengals fans, because you got a tough task ahead of you. And this will be the right time for Buffalo to get right against a team like Cincinnati. Because Buffalo has not looked so Buffalo impressive the last few weeks. They just haven't. But this would be the good week for Buffalo to get back on track and use Cincinnati as that stepping stone to get back right. All because you don't have that offensive line that has been keeping Joe Burrow protected majority of this season. Because that was the reason why they didn't win the Super Bowl. They went out and fixed it immediately. They did. And by the time they got gelling, they were actually one of the better offensive lines. Random question off topic: how you feel about the QB market getting higher and higher? You think the NFL should put a cap on it? No, They shouldn't. First of all, if they tried to put a cap on it, if I'm the players, I would unionize even more with the Players Association and be like, you guys can't keep making these billions and billions and billions of dollars and keep trying to restrict us on how much money we can make when we are the product. We are the commodity. We're the reason you keep these $1 billion TV deals. So even if they tried to pull that, I would do my best to unionize all the players and say, not going to happen until y'all increase our slice of the pie. Just saying. But here's the thing about the QB market that continues to go up year in and year out. It puts you at a situation where you have to really 100% evaluate what you have as a franchise at the quarterback position. Prime example, Lamar Jackson situation. Where do you evaluate the quarterback that you currently have and whether to pay it? Look at the Cleveland Browns. We have Baker Mayfield. Yes, we may have went to the playoffs one time, 11 victories, regular season wins, but he still gets our team to a certain ceiling, a certain point, and it's just not championship point yet. And then you look at the stats, you add in that, you add in the attitude, blah, blah, blah. What does Cleveland do? We rather deal with not having Deshaun Watson for 11 games than to continue on with you. We'll deal with just whoever we look like with Jacoby Brissett. We don't want your ass no more. And you are a first overall pick. And so when you look at these quarterbacks continue to make more and more and more money, you really have to dig deep and evaluate the importance and what does that quarterback mean for you as your franchise. Arizona situation, I think you're falling in love with Kyler Murray a little bit too much. The fact that you now are pretty much asking him to put in his advice on who the coach is. I get it. I hear you. But you shouldn't be the ultimate, call on that. He had enough juice to get Kingsbury out of there. He kind of deserved it too, but you finally leverage the fact that you're the quarterback and you got the money. You just got the contract. And so did Kingsbury. Kingsbury just got a contract extension in March. Still didn't matter. He said still get his ass up out of there. Look at the Panthers. Look at the Jets. I think the Jets still got to make a serious decision what you do at quarterback. But when it comes to this pay scale and the contract extensions and things like that, you make a huge disservice to your franchise if you, first of all, give up a crap ton of draft capital to go get Russell Wilson and players, and then you turn around without even seeing how he gels with your team. You already give him the extension. Now you change the quarterback market, and look what you paid for this year. Kyler Murray, you changed the quarterback market. Look what you paid for this year. Deshaun Watson, I'm not going to follow him too much. Well, I'm not going to follow him too much of the football things, I should say. But look what you paid for. But my thing is, when you got situations like Lamar Jackson, which is a real fickle situation, look at the Ravens without Lamar Jackson and with Lamar Jackson. Guy has an over 70% winning percentage. All right. We already know about how dynamic he is. MVP. Now this year, even before he got hurt, the team wasn't looking so great. Still a 10-win team. And majority of that was because of Lamar Jackson. So we can't dismiss that importance right there. At the end of the day, quarterback market is always going to be the highest market because this is the most important position because the NFL has made it so. They made it the most important position because they want the quarterback to be throwing it, or they want you to be a dual threat running quarterback that can throw it. Or look at the rules. Look at these roughing the passing calls. They want the quarterbacks healthy, playing, getting ratings. And so when you're a New York Jets who continue to keep throwing high draft picks at quarterback position and you keep failing, at some point you got to start remixing your strategy on filling the most important job of the NFL. You can't continue to just have projects. You got to get the talent. You got to get the guy. And some of that is due to coaching. It really is. I mean, look at Alex Smith. He went through so many coaches, so many offensive coordinators his first few years. Then what happened? He got stability. Andy Reid makes him a starter in Kansas City. Got a different Alex Smith out of Alex Smith with Andy Reid and previous coaches. Long list of coaches. Makes a difference. Makes a huge difference. You don't believe me? Look at Mac Jones. Oh man, he at least looked like a quarterback last year with Josh McDaniels. He at least looked like a quarterback with Josh McDaniels. Now, this year, what does Mac Jones look like with the Matt Patricia and the Joe Judge? Huh? What do he look like? Smacked, basura, booty juice, garbaggio, trash, basura. Go look at a Daniel Jones with a Joe Judge and all them terrible offensive coordinators he had in New York since Daniel Jones been there. And look at a Daniel Jones with a Brian Daboll. Look at a Trevor Lawrence with a drunken booty grabbing Urban Meyer who was only there to make sure he got them good dollars in Jacksonville. And then look at a Trevor Lawrence with a Doug Peterson who got a Super Bowl because of 13 wins from Carson Wentz, who was looking like an MVP before he got hurt, and took Nick damn Foles to the Super Bowl and got a championship. Outdueled Brady. So coaching matters when it comes with these quarterbacks. Look at Justin Herbert with the coaching he's had. Anthony Lynn, a defensive guy. And then Brandon Staley, another defensive guy. Justin Herbert hasn't even, I don't even think all his potential's been tapped into because he ain't been the code to crack it open ain't been cracked open by the right person, right offensive minded person. Yeah, the talent matters to a certain extent, but until you combine it with good coaching and stuff that actually makes common sense, you don't get the 100% result of what could be yet. But these quarterbacks, man, this is going to be crazy coming up the next few years because they're going to get better and better. And you got a whole draft class coming up this year in 2023 in this draft. And there's going to be some teams that's going to want to get them quick, early in the draft. And it's going to be a lot of movement. So be prepared for a very busy offseason. Well, we got to finish this season first. We'll see what happens because the last game of Super Wild Card Weekend ends tonight because you got Tom Brady and them. You got the ultimate winner in Tom Brady taking on them Dallas. We them buds. We them buds. Hey. You can look at the team side by side. Dallas is the better team. I mean, look at the matchup. I would favor Dallas's defensive front over Tampa Bay's offensive front. I would. I would take Dallas's running game over Tampa Bay's running game. I would. I would take a lot of things defensively from the Cowboys over the Bucks. I would. But damn it, I cannot take Dak Prescott over Tom Brady. I don't like Tom Brady more than the next mother sucker. But damn it, the Tom Brady magic will be in full display tonight because there's going to be some calls that Cowboys fans ain't going to like. But here's the problem. The Cowboys literally are one of the most penalized teams. So the refs ain't going to have to do too much of a hard job to make it look like if it's rigging or not. All right? Because the Cowboys are a high penalized team. No discipline. You gotta put in the Mike McCarthy factor because Mike McCarthy, he's something special. And I don't mean that in a good way. I mean special as in he's Brandon Staley special, where they want to put their team in jeopardy, their job in jeopardy because they doing the analytic game. Where the analytics say it would be wise to go forward on 4th and inches on your own 29-yard line in the first quarter. And so when they fail, you look silly. Gotta factor the Mike McCarthy factor. So you got the Mike McCarthy factor, you got the Tom Brady factor. And both of those do not favor the Cowboys when those two factors are present. Because Mike McCarthy's been good for taking points off the board where he'll go for it on 4th and 1 deep in enemy territory. And instead of going for the field goal to keep the points to either put you ahead or get you closer, then he fails on 4th down, taking points off the board. Mike McCarthy's good for that. But that Tom Brady factor is another thing, man. It's of a different type of voodoo. It's of a different type of magic in the NFL. Tom Brady's been the golden child for the NFL. Been benefiting from a lot of things that have gone his way. Starting with old Tuck rule. You know. So you can never count that factor out for sure. Tom Brady factors in everything. But point blank period, the Cowboys on paper are the better team, but you gotta add in those factors. The Cowboys should win this game, but deep down inside in my heart and my gut, I can't count out TB12. Because that's all they needed was an opportunity to get to this point. We saw how atrocious they were all season. The Buccaneers were not a good-looking team. They made it play maybe 2 or 3 good complete games. All regular season. They look like straight dog dookie. But down the stretch, the team pulled it together in crucial moments when it mattered. And this is what all they needed was just an opportunity to get to the dance. And here they are, center stage. Lights is on them and the Cowboys. And the Buccaneers have been here before. Count it out. And I'm not saying I'm rooting for Tampa Bay. I did pick them to win this game just because of all that factor that we just talked about right there. I put it all in a pot, stirred it up, I cooked it up, and I was like, looks like because of all these factors, Tom Brady's, they're going to walk out with this victory. But I'm telling you, y'all, if Cowboys lose this game, if I'm Jerry Jones, I really, really, really have to think about, do I either promote within Dan Quinn, because you don't want to lose him? He's made a difference to your defense. Maybe you promote him to head coach. Or maybe you keep Dan Quinn, throw a whole bunch of money at him to stay D coordinator, be an assistant coach, and maybe you give Kellen Moore a shot. He's supposed to be boy genius, boy wonder. He's supposed to be offense guru. Okay, well, can you be a good offensive coach? Head coach. I'm just saying, me personally, if Dallas loses this game, you, Jerry Jones, you at least need to have the conversation. You definitely need to have the conversation with everybody in the front office and say, yo, I know what Mike has been doing for us, but we're hitting the ceiling. I don't see us getting over a hump. And I know how these Cowboys fans, they've been about tired of trying to keep talking all this shit for the last 30 years. They say it's getting harder and harder to keep being loyal. All right? I know too many depressed Cowboys fans. These Cowboys fans are some of the most depressive people in the world. You gotta keep an eye out on them. You know, they might mess around and start being Jaguars fans. That's when they start being desperate and shit. You know, they gonna start flipping teams quick. They about tired of being fans of these Cowboys and keep picking them up, getting all these regular season victories. We got Pro Bowlers here, Pro Bowlers there. Okay, y'all stuck in some bad money too. Y'all done paid too many people all at once. Especially paid running back position way too much money. And he had 2 more years left on his contract. I would have balked with him. I would have played chicken with him. I would have never signed Zeke Elliott to that contract. Oh, you want to sit out? All right. You got 2 more years left on your rookie contract. I wouldn't have, as a team, I wouldn't have signed him. As a player, he did right. Because y'all know me, I'm all about players getting paid. Get your money. But I wouldn't pay Zeke Elliott that type of money. No way. At all. But Cowboys, man, they lose this game. But we having a real shit. There's got to be a true conversation. Matter of fact, I think there needs to be conversation about Brandon Staley. Brandon Staley and Mike McCarthy. Especially if Mike McCarthy loses. Brandon Staley already lost, so you definitely need to have a conversation. I don't care. They need to have that conversation. But my prediction, Cowboys 17, Buccaneers 20. 17-20, 20-17. Buccaneers get the victory tonight. I think it's going to be, not a lot of fireworks. It's going to be some few calls. Going to be a couple of bonehead calls from McCarthy, a couple of questionable calls from Todd Bowles, but overall, I think TB12 leads them down for a field goal situation, last seconds, walk off with a Ryan suck up. Shut your face, Matt. You gotta love when other NFC East teams or fans of those other NFC East teams, they hate Dallas more than everybody. My man said 77-0 Tampa Bay. Tell me you hate the Cowboys without telling me you hate the Cowboys. Dogging. But no, that's my prediction. But we'll see what happens. I'm gonna hop up out of here. Me and the fam about to go eat some dinner, have some family time. But I'm gonna be ready for y'all tonight. Soon as the Cowboys and Buccaneers go off, I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Edition goes on. So as always, please join our Facebook page, join our Instagram page, join our Twitter page, join our YouTube page. For those who are watching our content on the Let's Talk YouTube page, you can always catch us there, some of our content there, but definitely make sure to like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook page, Instagram page at I.O.W. Sports Network. And give us a follow, like, and share on our Twitter page at I.O.W. Sports 1. So on behalf of the big homie Nick Shine, big bruh Detroit Mail, I am the Wildcard Mar, signing off. Tune in tonight soon as Buccaneers and Cowboys concludes. Tune in to the I.O.W. Sports Late Night Owl Edition. See y'all later, folks. Peace.